Hi. The next component that I want to talk about is what I call diagnose. Diagnose the state of health of your ERP investment. And this applies at any time, no matter where you are with your ERP, whether you've had it for years, whether you've just finished implementing, whatever. Anytime you are uncomfortable with your ERP or think that maybe you've got the wrong ERP or maybe there's a better way of using your ERP, this is where Diagnose comes in. And along with that, I offer a service that I call a pulse measurement where I'll come in and in 2 days, I'll tell you what's wrong with your ERP and how to fix it. And then I can help you go through the whole process that flows from that. But the key thing that I'm talking about here is this decision. There's I don't know what to call it, but an illness in the industry that if the ERP is not performing, we must have bought the wrong ERP. This ERP sounds better. That ERP sounds better. We better get a new ERP. And my contention is that in the vast majority of cases, your ERP can be remediated to a much higher standard. Possible outcomes from Diagnose. You can conclude that the ERP is badly configured, but can be incrementally remediated, which is most cases, which is the right-hand little iceberg on the far right. Or you can say that the ERP is so badly configured that the only option is a greenfields re-implementation, which is the second iceberg from the right, using my ERP accelerator. That's about a 0.6 in terms of the cost scale. Or you can say the ERP is obsolete and has no future, or is an extremely bad fit, which is a very isolated occurrence. And that you can do either the traditional way, which is the cost structure 1 on the left, or using my accelerator, which is about 0.8 of the cost. So in helping you to get there, there's the diagnosed executive score sheet. And what that looks at is executive strategic decision support, business intelligence and reporting agility, ERP confidence, fit and advocacy, operational self-sufficiency, cost effectiveness and operational stability. From a point of view of factor scoring, I advocate a scale of 0 to 10, where 0 is could not be worse anywhere in the world and 10 is could not be better anywhere in the world. And as you'll see, you're most likely to end up in the middle third, but you really want to be in the top third, world class. To help you get there, I offer a diagnosed technical score sheet, and that looks at precision configuration, and that's 50% of the fact. And I expect that if your ERP is not really meeting your expectations, it's almost certainly going to lie at least partly with precision configuration. Then executive custody, strategic alignment, ERP methodology, laboratory to ERP doctor standards, engineering approach, technology issues, and Thrive management after go live. And each of those are components of my ERP accelerator methodology, and I can help you with all of those. So just to elaborate a little bit, if we look at the executive custody factor, the ERP is transverse and cross-cutting. It touches every facet of the business. The owner of that view of the business is the chief executive. So only the chief executive can be the custodian of the ERP. If you have the CEO as custodian today, score 10. If the chief operating officer is the custodian, score yourselves 8. If the chief financial officer, I'm sorry, I know it's the norm, but score it 6. Very few chief financial officers have the balance and the understanding of the operational side of the business to ensure that the ERP is configured appropriate and used appropriately. And then if it's the chief information officer, again, fairly common. Sorry, folks, 5 out of 10. You may have an exceptional CIO with exceptional strategic insight, but they lack the influence to get everybody pulling together. And I read on LinkedIn of these situations with disputes and what have you. And a lot of that is a consequence of having a member of the C-suite other than the CEO as the custodian of the ERP. And anybody else, frankly, it's not a runner, to be honest. The worst I ever saw was the legal affairs director. They had a massive onerous and frankly abusive contract, which totally hamstrung the implementers. And the thing was so bad that just after they called me in, before I could make any changes, they went bankrupt. Then strategic alignment strategy is the essence of why the organization exists and how it thrives. It's a holistic, integrated picture of how the entire organization fits together and interoperates with the external environment to produce the Thrive outcome. And I've got methods for determining all of this, and very few organizations get that right. Fixing that in itself will make a difference. And then precision configuration, as I said a minute ago, is the big thing on the left. Chart of accounts for a FTSE 100 company that they couldn't get the information they needed out of SAP. And you can see medicine, scraping, loading, explosives, all jumbled up together, completely unstructured and almost impossible to extract meaningful information out of it. On the right, you see a chart of accounts that I developed, which I would score 10 out of 10. Hierarchical, indented, capitalized for headings, indents mirrored in the code structure, very, very structured, very easy to understand, accurate posting, ease of analysis, and what that leads to is what I call two-click drill down. So there's the chart of accounts rolled up to its headings, double-click, drill down, double-click, drill down, double-click, drill down, double-click, drill down. If you cannot do that with your chart of accounts, with your dimensions, with your material group, item class, customer class, supplier class, whatever, then your ERP is running at a substandard level. All of that leads through to a situation where if you have a very high level of precision to the standards that I'm advocating, your ERP will perform at a completely different level. So to sum up, diagnose the state of health of your ERP, focus on actions to unlock the full potential of your ERP. Strategic executive input results in strategic executive output. It results in a leaner, more efficient, more profitable organization and enables improved competitiveness. It can be a game changer for your organization. Folks, if you are in the least bit dissatisfied with your ERP, you need to do this. So just to recap how that fits into my ERP accelerator, there you've got the diagram that you've seen before. And if you've got any questions, please drop them in the comments. And so to find out about the pulse measurement that I've told you about, follow the link in the comments. It's a very effective service, give you a quick diagnosis of the state of health of your ERP and what's required to fix it in as little as 2 days. And then to learn more about the ERP Accelerator, there's also a link in the comments below. I look forward to hearing from you and I look forward to helping you. Thanks so much.